All right, Hunter Biden, it tells us, is the 11th hour striking, and 2024 wraps up on that clock. So the 10th month on the Roman calendar is the December, and the Trump shuffle for that Trump shimmy. And there's the fake Shemp that we're told, part of that Three Stooges, and the Moes, Curly and Larry is all lined up. And the Moes sis, we can be seeing a little flip-flop on Ronald Reagan in the 80s, where Ronald Reagan was that actor and then he became the president. We could see the president become some type of actor, and where Biden can be doing this little flip-flop with a senile or these types of things where he's putting on some type of show, and then he can do to get everybody's guard down as they're being squared up in the guard den. So we can see a little flip-flop with him, and then that can be a replay to where if he doesn't do it, Kamala's going to do it. But it doesn't matter, Kamala or Biden, however they work this little flip-flops on the mirrors has to come in. You have to become a dictator to stop the dictator. All right? So that's kind of what we're going to be seeing on the grand finale of things. And as Trump is setting up these tariffs on China for whatever reason, and he's setting up the tariffs on the BRICS and all these things, they are taking out the old and bringing in the new. The old globalist empire of that so-called petrodollar, and these things is changing structure, and the BRICS and the cryptocurrencies and whatever, these things are a bridge to that other mountain. And the dollar you exchange with is kind of going away, but the digital dollar is coming forth. So when the digital dollars start coming, this is where you can see the parallel economies start breaking forth, and then the beastmen are trying to chase that old dollar, but it's working to where they're going to be forced into these things to where they have to go and build their own made in America kind of thing, because if it's not made in America, it's going to be priced out the woohoo. Okay? So the scared first son, this is tied to the scar in red for the Lion King, and then this chapter 6 has King Kong and Godzilla connected to it, and King Kong and Godzilla connects you to the battle coming in January for the 11th hour. So this is the clock setting down to where this is the 11th hour. We see these things folding in on itself, the spiritual going into the carnal, how these waters are working and manipulating to have these things produce fruits in our world. But the Joe Biden, the senile, this can be where he's going under in one way. And then we can see Curly and Shemp, their exchange. And there's also the fake Shemp and those things. But this is where we're going to see these plays like playing out now. But we're also going to see them in a hard form in the future or whatever. But this is also where we have to have the eyes and ears to where things are being said, put forth, and we see them transformed into this light over here. But so this is where the spirit lines it up, but the carnal doesn't. So that spiritual nation is being gathered up, and then it's blinded by the carnality or whatever. So it's a twofold system that way. So we can see the dictator come in for Kamala or Biden. And then that'd be that like methamphetamine style takeover, whatever, because we've seen Biden amped up already before, where he's kind of, they've already said he's been taking uppers or whatever kind of thing. So that Adderall, that'd be part of the serpent coming in, but that'd be where you see this type of Hitler style guy here. And then the Hitler style guy would be over here on Elon's side, and then Hitler style would be on Don's side, and you have the Dark Dawn coming up as he's trying to gain control of his old kingdom and that old globalist empire, and they're bringing in the old petro-globalist empire into one little containment So either way, with the numbers a little bit on the 11th hour clock or whatever, we're being shown 1.4, the 14 million taxes, 1.3 million in fine, the 13, the 17 years behind bar, December 12, and 16 for the gun case. So these things are lining up for a better view for that 11th hour clock. Because that last hour carries over in 2025, ties to some of these things. But the 2025, we can see that hitting a clock, the 11 on January, and then the 12 for the gun case, and then the 13 for the million fine, 14 for the taxes, 16 for the gun case, 17 for the behind the bars. So you can take those and then add them up into the next year and get a better representation of the 2025 time frame, the 23 on 9/11 and the 24 on 9/11 coming, and then that ties you into that 11 hour clock and the 9 clock for the 24 wrapping up for the 2024 on 9/11, and that goes into the 2026. Okay, so we'll end it here, folks.